let me show you some of the projects that have been shown on social media and in the Swan City Stitchers group, so you can ooh and ah over them with me. So first up, look what Donna made, y'all. So these are, she said, just basic vanilla socks that she used the Sunshine City colorway on. And how good do they look? I love them so much. Obviously, I get the sense that Donna is a sock knitter because look at this. Donna also knit up these awesome socks, and she used, that is Santa's acid trip. How cool is that? Bo was like, ooh, they look like self-striping. A little bit. That's the because of the way I put down the color repeats. And those center, like those thick sections, that's a pink and a red section together, which is why those are so big, but they look so good. And then she used velveteen and gnarly with that as well. Love it, love it. And then also check out this project. So this is a sea glass tee Carol Burdette is knitting up, and that pattern is by Wool and Pine. And she's using one consistent strand of Sand Between My Toes, and then the other strand that she holds with it, she's just using a variety of different colors. And if any of you remember Sand Between My Toes, I have some socks. I have actually, Bo and I both have socks knit out of that color. It's a very bright, over the top colorway. So, which really comes through in this sea glass, which I love. So, I just love all those colors. And then the color flashing that's coming through there. So cool. All right. And then we were speaking of the Triagonal. So Cindy has already finished 2 of them. I think this first one she did in Troll Hunter, which was a very cool colorway. And I love the way the color is pooling through there as well. And then this one, she used Foxglove. And again, you can see those color repeats, how it changes the layout of the color as the shawlette, gets wider and then narrower again. So it just makes these a variety of cool different patterns. Very, very cool. And then let's see, this is Terry's start to her Triagonal. And she might have said what colorway she's using, but I forget. And Laura finished hers, if I can get it to pop up here. There we go. So Laura, she used a bunch of different colors in here that are perfect for fall. Paint the Town Red is in there. You can see that. And then I think she said Trick or Treat and Clotted Cream. I love them. They all look so good. I think, did you use 7 colors, Laura? Yeah. And then Donna Peters is using the Under the Mistletoe set of minis for her Triagonal. And she decided to do something a little bit different. She said that she's going for stockinette because the pattern basically has you doing garter stitch throughout. But she decided to go with stockinette, and then the garter comes into play where she's transitioning between colors. How cool is that? I love it when y'all do that. We take a pattern and we make it our own. I love that so much. So that one will be a nice Christmassy one for sure. All right. And this, I was so excited to see this. So Marlene knit up, I think it's pronounced Azahar Scarf by Azahar Knits. I'll put the link to it in the show notes. And she used Swan White on Fluffy DK. And what I love, I'm so excited that she posted this, because if you've knit or crocheted or whatever with Fluffy DK, you know that it's a little bit like a thick and thin yarn. And so, and it has a halo, kind of like Fluffy Lace does. And so you might think, is it going to show off a textured pattern like these cables? And you can see that it does, but it's also super soft and squishy. And she says lightweight. So, and that's one of the things that's a little bit like, because it's a DK weight yarn, you'd think, it's alpaca. So you think, it's going to be super heavy, but it's actually the Fluffy DK. I keep telling, it's like wearing a cloud. It's just lightweight and luscious. So thank you, Marlene, for posting that. gorgeous. And Linda, our resident sock knitter, one of our resident sock knitters, made a scrappy sock out of a bunch of leftover pinks from her Swan City yarn colorways. Love that combination of colors. Love it. Love it. And then Anne, not to be outdone, also has some scrappy socks. And I love the different widths of those color bands. So she did vanilla. I think this is just a vanilla pattern, but she used candy shards and red letter day in there. And then where's the other? Oh, she has another pair of socks. And this is where she took her leftovers from her first extra light bright sweater and made socks. And I love the reversal of those colors in there. She's got everything from sprinkles, confetti, go big or go home. I think sparklers is even in there. I love those socks. So cool. All right. Cindy Nicholas finished her ranunculus that she made using, so she used Swan white on sparkly sock. And then all that color, the speckles come from the fluffy lace colorway, which she used sprinkles. So I love that combination. And then Jessica, how good does this broom look on her? So she made a short sleeve broom like I did, but she used Teal the Cows Come Home, and it looks so good. Perfect fit. Love it. Gorgeous on her. And then let's see, I know we have, yeah, here it is. So Debbie posted, she made a beautifully basic tee out of a Hallmark holiday. Another perfect fit. Love that. I tell you, a Hallmark holiday is probably still one of my all-time favorite colorways. Like it just, what can I say? I nailed it out of the park. Let me toot my own horn there. I love it so much. All right. And Lonnie finished her Hiss and Vinegar by Casapinka. And she used assorted colorways like Mad Matter, Hog Wild is that blue with speckles in there, I think. And then Turning a New Leaf is also in there. Very nicely done, Lonnie. I love it. And if I did not capture your whip, I apologize. There were a lot this week. I was so excited. I love to see y'all's progress pictures, your FOs, all that good stuff. All right. So well, first of all, before I show you what I am working on, you are the sock person, Donna. I love that we have so many sock knitters. Yeah. Oh, good. Cindy says that was Troll Hunter. I thought so. All right, so let me show you this cowl. So this is the Ooey Gooey cowl that Laura knit a sample for me. So you can see there. And you can use, so I purposely sent her 2 colors from the Dark Harbor collection. So I had her use, you need 2 skeins of fluffy lace. If you choose to use that as your main color, and then 1 skein of sport. So I sent her Nautical Wheelers on Trusty Sport. You only need 1 skein of that. And I think, Laura, didn't you have quite a bit left of a skein? Am I wrong about that? I think the yardage requirements on the pattern it's just a little more than 1 skein of fluffy lace. So if you had some in your stash that you wanted to use up, you could. And then how much contrast you use is up to you. And so basically what you do, and Laura, you correct me if I'm wrong, you knit a tube and then you use the Kitchener stitch to put them together, and you put a twist in it like this. You wouldn't have to put a twist in there, but it kind of adds some visual interest to it. So I had her use, did I mention Cavendish is the goldish green color, and Nautical Wheelers is the Trusty Sport. And then, how much contrast you want is up to you. So these 2 colors are a little bit less. So yeah, 52 grams of fluff. So you could probably get by, because each of these are 50 grams. So you could probably, if you wanted to make it a little bit shorter, you could get by with one skein of this. So if you're interested in that, yeah, and Laura whipped this. I don't want to say that the pattern is that easy, but she whipped this bad boy up in no time. I was not expecting it to arrive as soon as it did. She was like, I'm done. I was like, well, alrighty then. And I love it. I'm excited. I can't wait to wear this in Nashville. It's very soft and fluffy. Love it. Okay, Bo's saying that the Cavendish looks a lot different on the monitor. Does it? Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Cavendish is one of those awesome. It's one of my favorite greens because it's a gold olive green. But depending on what you pair it with, it can bring out different tones. I use a couple of different dye powders in the recipe to get that that golden green. I love it. And I actually saw it up next to velveteen this morning. I was dyeing up a wholesale order, and they had ordered Cavendish and velveteen, and I was like, oh, that actually looks good together.